That number in your bank account. It feels like safety. It feels like progress. Each dollar is a brick in the wall you are building against uncertainty. This feeling is one of the most powerful drivers in your financial life. Your brain interprets this growing pile of cash as security, a tangible asset you can see and control. In a world of chaos, this feeling of control is what you crave. But this feeling is a carefully constructed illusion. The money in your hand, the number in your account, is a lie. Not because it isn't real, but because its most important quality, its power, is silently bleeding away while you are not looking. You are not failing because of a lack of discipline. You are falling into a trap set by the ancient wiring of your own mind, a feature of your brain's operating system that was designed for survival in a different world. This ancient software is brilliant at protecting you from immediate, obvious threats, but it has a critical blind spot when it comes to the slow, invisible threats of the modern financial world. This blind spot is costing you everything. To understand how this trap works, we need to expose the single most powerful bias in your financial brain, a glitch that makes you choose a guaranteed loss over a probable gain every single time. This glitch is called loss aversion. Decades of research have shown a simple truth. For most people, the pain of losing $100 is twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining $100. Your brain is not a rational calculator. It's a drama queen. It experiences a loss not as a statistic, but as a threat to survival. This emotional response hijacks your logical thinking, especially when it comes to money. So how does this play out? Your brain creates a simple rule: never lose money. This rule feels responsible, it feels prudent, it makes you keep your money in a savings account, where the number can only go up or stay the same. This rule protects you from the emotional pain of seeing your investment account drop by 10% in a bad month. It successfully avoids the sharp, visible pain, but it does so by locking you into a different kind of loss, a loss that is slow, invisible, and guaranteed. We call it inflation. Your brain doesn't register it as a loss because the number in your account doesn't go down, but the purchasing power of that number is constantly decaying. Your brain, in its attempt to avoid the asterisk possibility of a big loss, has locked you into the asterisk certainty of a small, continuous one. It's like choosing to be eaten by ants to avoid the risk of being attacked by a lion. Let's visualize the two paths your money can take over 30 years. Path 1 is the path of perceived safety, cash in a savings account. It earns almost no interest, so the number of dollars stays roughly the same. But when we adjust for a simple 2% inflation, the real value, the purchasing power of that cash, is not flat. It's a steady, depressing slope downwards. After 30 years, your $10,000 has the power of less than $6,000. Now, path 2. Investing in a simple, diversified portfolio. This path is not smooth. It's volatile. There are scary drops. Your loss aversion system screams at you during these moments. It feels like a catastrophic failure. But over the long term, the trend is undeniably upward. Despite the volatility, the power of compound growth drives the value far beyond the starting point and far beyond the decaying value of cash. Your brain fixates on the short-term drops of the green line, perceiving them as unacceptable risk. It completely ignores the guaranteed long-term decay of the red line, because that loss is invisible and feels like zero risk. This is the illusion. You feel smart for avoiding the volatility, but you've chosen the only strategy with a 100% chance of failure. To escape this, you need more than data. You need a new mental model. The mental model that breaks this illusion is called opportunity cost. It's a simple idea with profound implications. Every decision you make is not just a choice for something, but a choice against everything else you could have done. When you choose to keep your money in cash, you are not making a passive decision. You are making an active choice. You are choosing to buy safety from volatility. But the price of that safety is steep. The price is all the potential growth you sacrificed. This is the opportunity cost. It's the wealth you could have built. It's the financial freedom you could have achieved. This cost is invisible, but it is devastatingly real. So we must reframe the question. The wrong question, driven by loss aversion, is, how can I avoid losing the money I have? This question leads you directly into the inflation trap every single time. The right question, driven by the opportunity cost model, is, what is the long-term cost of inaction? What future am I giving up by prioritizing short-term comfort over long-term growth? This question changes everything. Answering this new question forces your brain to see the hidden risk. It makes the invisible cost of keeping cash tangible. Suddenly, inaction no longer feels safe. It feels like the most expensive choice you can make. So, the feeling of safety you get from a large cash reserve is a cognitive illusion. It's a relic of an ancient survival instinct that, in the modern world, leads you to mistake a guaranteed loss for security. The mental model to defeat this illusion is opportunity cost. By focusing not on what you might lose, but on the future growth you are guaranteed to sacrifice, you can override your brain's flawed programming. You now understand the fundamental reason why you felt stuck. It isn't your fault. You've simply been using the wrong mental tool for the job. Now you have the right one. But this leads to the next, more difficult question. Even when you understand the logic, taking that first step to invest can feel paralyzing. What if you invest at the wrong time? What if the market crashes right after you start? This fear of regret is the final boss. This paralysis, this loop of endless research without action, is not solved by more market analysis. It is solved by understanding the psychology of decision-making itself. And that is exactly what we explore in the next video on your screen. We will provide the mental model to reframe inaction not as safety, but as the most expensive choice of all. If you are ready to finally break the cycle of indecision, click the video on your screen now.